Hello everyone, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Keisha and today I'm going to be taking you along with me on some different Christmases that I do with my family and do a little bit of a gift and book haul also. For the first portion of this video, I'm just going to be showing you some B-roll of different things that I did throughout the holidays. I recorded some clips of family time as well as some opening of presents and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and start the B-roll and then we will do a gift/book haul after.
But the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Whoa, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree, and I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. La da da da. Oh, oh, oh. La da da da. Making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again. To see you again. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day.
we're back, and now it's time to do a gift / book haul. So I did not grab all of the gifts that I got for Christmas this year. I just grabbed the ones that were a little bit more bookish. So I'm gonna start off with what I'm wearing, because I'm literally wearing all the bookish things except for maybe 1 or 2 things. So let's just go ahead and start with my earrings, which I'll go ahead and take out so I can kind of show you guys what they look like. So my husband got me this book stack earrings that are so stinking cute. They are from a shop on Etsy that I will link down below. Now I'm gonna have trouble getting these back in. And then my husband also got me this Ana Luisa necklace, and it is a little key, and I love it so much. I really love Ana Luisa's jewelry, and I did a sponsorship video with them earlier on in the year, and I got some of their earrings, and I loved them so much that I really wanted some more of their jewelry. So I got this. I still have a discount code if you want to use it. It is a Book Like You 10 for 10% off your Ana Luisa order, so you can use that if you decide to shop with them. And just so you know, this video is not sponsored by them. I just genuinely love that company, so I wanted to give you guys that discount code because I think it still works if you use it. Then I also got another necklace from my in-laws. So this one is from the Daily Grace Co., and it is the Dwell necklace. And the scripture with it, I don't have the little card with me, but it's talking about dwelling in the word of the Lord, and it's got a little open book. So it kind of has a double meaning. It's a Christian necklace, but I also love it because it is a book. So I love this necklace so much. Then I have this shirt that I'm not even sure if you guys can see. So we're just going to hope that you guys can see it. But this is from the Bookish Goods shop, and it is a bookshop shirt or sweatshirt. It is great quality. This is my first purchase from them, but I really want one of their like embroidered shirts as well that say Bookish. But this one is a bookshop that looks like a book, and I love it so much. And then I'm going to stand up for this one. This is going to be really weird, but I have Scooby-Doo PJ pants. So like these are the cutest, most retro thing in the world, and I love them so much because I love Scooby-Doo. If you didn't already know, Scooby-Doo's like my comfort show, my comfort character. And my husband got me these pants, and they're really silky and soft, and I love them so much. And I also got these socks from one of my book club kiddos. So they're like, this is terrible. I don't even know if I'm in frame, you guys. This video is taking a hiatus. So they're little bookish socks, and this says, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I hope you can. And this one says, I'm reading. I don't know if you can see that, but anyways, okay, I'm back. I'm back to normal filming. I'm never back to normal. This is me on the daily. Anyways, some other things that I got. This is not book related, but when you guys find out like that I'm not reading as many books and you're like, Keisha, what's wrong? This is the problem, okay? Because I got a Switch and I'm so excited about it. Right now, in case you're wondering, I have been playing Jenny Le Clue, which is a murder mystery type video game that was recommended to me by Elizabeth from Ponytails and Paperbacks. I'm loving that one, and then that's the one that you guys saw me playing earlier on. Then I'm also playing Lego Harry Potter, and I also have Beacon Pines downloaded, but I haven't started it yet. So that's what I'm going to be doing when I'm not reading, and will probably be why I don't read as much for the next few weeks. Then I think this is hilarious. So there's some gifts that you ask for, there's some that you don't, and they're always all good gifts. And I think it's funny because my parents and Will's parents thought so similarly about one of these gifts that they gave me. So first, you guys have probably seen these bookmarks pop up everywhere. They're the corner bookmarks. I don't know what company this is from, but I've been seeing ads for them everywhere, and my dad got caught by the ads. So these were what he picked out for me. They're just cardboard on the back, but they're little corner bookmarks, and they've got a K on them for Keisha. And what I think is hilarious is that my in-laws also got me bookmarks, but they're the fully cloth ones. I'm sure they're from like an Etsy shop. I'm not sure which one, but these have little bookworms and books on them, and this has coffee on it. So I just think it's really funny that like they know me so well, like both sides of the family know me so well, and that they think so much alike. Then my parents also got me, you guys, I'm so excited. This is Jessie's book club. It's Sleep When I'm Dead, and I love the little ghost. You guys know I love my spooky things, so like this is perfect. So I got the Sleep When I'm Dead book club t-shirt, and I'm really excited for that one. I'm going to be hosting or co-hosting the February book club pick with Jessie, and that one is going to be one of the books I got gifted, so I'll tell you about it in just a second. Then my friend Elizabeth, you guys, oh, I just cannot even with her. She got me like my favorite book boyfriend's candles. Okay, so I've got, which this isn't really a book boyfriend. This is like a TV boyfriend. And the other one is too, but he also is in a book. So this one is Steve from Stranger Things. And the candle scent, it says it smells like vintage cologne, Farrah Fawcett, hairspray, and traumatic babysitting gigs. This is from the shop Web of Wonder, in case you're curious. And the packaging was so stinking cute. They also came with stickers, which I've put in my sticker book. But this one came with a little cassette tape of Kate Bush's song. And then this one is Conrad. And you guys, I love Conrad from the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I know that's a controversial opinion, but it was meant to be. So Conrad, now this one I about died when I smelled it. They both smell good, but this one is just like, if you want your man, this is the man scent, you guys. This is it. This one smells like seaside sunrises, Cousens Beach, and freshly waxed surfboards. I don't know if that's what this smells like, but this smells like a good man right here. Let me just tell you. So am I weird? Maybe a little bit, but this smells good. So those were two very thoughtful gifts from my friend Elizabeth. Jovi has decided to join the party, but now that I try to pick her up, she doesn't want to be in the party. Jovi, do you want to join the party? Come on. Up. Here's Jovi. She's like, please don't put me on camera, Mom. Jeez. She's so cute. Okay, I think that is all of the not book gifts that I want to show. I did get a lot of other things that I'm super appreciative of. I got a sound machine, which I'm so excited to use because I've really been needing sound when I go to bed at night. So I've been using the rain rooms on YouTube, but after 4 hours, it cuts off YouTube and then the TV just gets really bright and it doesn't work. So I'm glad to have a sound machine. I also got a car mount for my phone, so when I film in the car it won't be such an awkward angle, so that'll be fun. Obviously it'll be good for GPS and stuff too. I probably shouldn't say I'm filming while I'm driving, but it is what it is. At least it's hands-free. I also got some jeans, some boots, a purse that I bought myself, and loads of other stuff. So I can't remember everything, and I hope that I grabbed all the books that have been sent to me, because if I didn't, I'm gonna feel really bad. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this book haul because it is a rather large one. So I'm going to start off with the books that I got for Christmas, which I didn't get as many from my family or my husband or anything because I know that a lot of my friends send me books. So I didn't ask for as many there. But my in-laws got me this mystery book box that came with a candle, a teacup and saucer, a tea, a little teaspoon, a candle. There was some Lindor chocolate in there as well as some tea. I think it was Tazo tea. And I think, the bookmarks in the book. I think there was something else though, I can't remember. Stickers. I mean, there was all kinds of things. And it was a mystery book box with a book that was in the mystery genre. It's always hit or miss with these. You just never know if it's going to be something you've read or not, or if you've heard of or not. Last year, they did the same concept with me. It was a little bit of a different box, but last year I read Tell Me Everything by Cambria Brockman, which I'd never heard of before, and it ended up being a 3-star read. I didn't enjoy it as much, but I enjoyed reading it and just getting to read something that I'd heard nobody talk about. This year's a little bit opposite. So the mystery book was The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, which I have heard since before I even got on BookTube. I've heard about this book and I was intrigued by this book for a really long time, but I'm not sure. This may be a book that I hang on to for a little while to see if I want to read it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. So for those of you out there who know my book taste a little bit better, can you let me know if you think I'm going to enjoy The Girl on the Train? I'm really not sure if I'm going to like her writing or not. But it also came with a bookmark. It says books of, and then it's blank. And you can, which honestly, I'm going to read way more books than this. But I think this is really cute. And I like the idea for a bookmark that you fill out the bookshelf as you read the books in whatever year you're reading. But yeah, let me know if you guys think I'll enjoy The Girl on the Train. I know this is a popular one in the community. I just don't know if I'm going to enjoy it or not. Then I got the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Marianne Shaffer and Annie Barrows. So a couple of years ago, I received this book as a gift, but it was an edition that I wasn't really crazy about. It was a mass market paperback edition with a person on the cover, and I'm honestly really not a fan of real people on covers. And this is the cover. This was the book that got me back into reading. For those of you who don't know, this is a World War II historical fiction novel that is just the bee's knees, for lack of a better term. I love it so much, and it has a very special place in my heart, and this is the version of the book that I initially read, so it's the version of the book that I wanted. And so my husband got it for me, and I'm so thankful, because I'm going to be rereading this in January with my friend Gwen, and I'm so excited for her to experience this with me again and for her to experience it for the first time. So if you don't already know, I'm going to read you the synopsis, because it's been a couple years since I've read it and I want to do the synopsis justice. But if you don't know what this book is about, it is one of my favorite books of all time, and this is what it's about. January 1946. London is emerging from the shadow of the Second World War, and writer Juliet Ashton is looking for her next book subject. Who could imagine that she would find it in a letter from a man she'd never met, a native of Guernsey, the British island once occupied by the Nazis. He'd come across her name on the flyleaf of a second-hand volume by Charles Lamb. Perhaps she could tell him where he might find more books by this author. As Juliet and her new correspondent exchange letters, she is drawn into the world of this man and his friends, all members of the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, a unique book club formed in a unique, spur-of-the-moment way as an alibi to protect its members from arrest by the Germans. Juliet begins a remarkable correspondence with the Society's charming, deeply human members, from pig farmers to phrenologists, literature lovers all. Through their letters, she learns about their island, their taste in books, and the powerful, transformative impact the recent German occupation has had on their lives. Captivated by their stories, she sets sail for Guernsey, and what she finds there will change her forever. So this book, like I said, it has a very special place in my heart. It is an epistolary novel, completely written in letters, and I know that's a very unique form of writing, and some people don't really enjoy it, and I will say that it does take a little bit when you get into this book to kind of differentiate the characters, because this is all written in letters, but I love this so much. I love the correspondence between Juliet and Dawsey and the members of this club. I think the way that it was formed was so unique, and I loved it. I love to see how it was formed in spur of the moment, because they were all out past curfew and the members of the club had to just say, oh, we were out because we were having a book club. Then they actually formed the book club, and it just kind of shows how having this club and having each other during this time of war really brought them together and gave them a sense of hope and joy during this just devastating time. And also there's a love story in this, and it's just perfect, and it's short, and when you read it, like I said, it's written in letters. So there are some breaks. It won't take you very long to read it all, but I highly encourage you to pick it up if you haven't, and I'm so excited to revisit it. The next book that I got from my husband is A Wilderness of Stars by Shea Ernshaw. You guys know that I love this author. She's an auto-buy for me, so I'm really excited to also read this book in January. So this is a little bit of a glimpse into my January TBR. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this book because I honestly don't remember much, and I want to go in a little bit blind, but this is a bit more of a sci-fi book about a girl named Vega, and she is the last astronomer, and I believe she might have the cure or have access to find a cure for this sickness that has taken her community by storm. So she goes out to find this cure, and while she goes out, there are these people that end up hunting her, and she gets saved by this boy. I think his name is Cricket. So I'm not really sure any more about it than that, but I'm very excited to pick up another book by this author. And the last book that I have from family is, this one's also from my husband. So this is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and this is the illustrated edition. I am collecting these, and I think at this point, since I have 5 of them now, I think this is 5, or no, this is 4. This is 4. So I think I need to probably go ahead and start reading them, so I don't have just a giant collection of ones that I haven't read yet. I have read through halfway of the Goblet of Fire in the regular novels, but I've never finished the complete series. But I've seen the movies multiple times, I know the story, and I know there's more detail in these stories, so I definitely need to pick these up soon. Now I'm going to go into some books that were gifted to me by friends, and I'm going to start out with one that was gifted to me by Gwen from Lavender Mud over on Instagram and Gwendolyn Kinsinger here on YouTube, and that is Malice House by Megan Sheperd. I was mentioning earlier that I'm going to be a co-host on Jesse's book club in February, and this is the book club pick for February, so if you're interested in reading Malice House, or if you have read Malice House and want to join in on the discussion, this will be the one we do in February. So I don't remember a lot about this book, but I also don't want to read a lot of synopses because I don't want to keep you guys here all day, but I feel like this one has been circling around on YouTube and in the community, but it says that this weaves a complex tale of dark magic and family secrets that emerge when a woman attempts to settle the estate of her father, an acclaimed horror novelist. And it kind of gives me vibes of, what was the book by Riley Sager? Home Before Dark. It gives me those vibes, though I know it's not the same story. It's just because her dad wrote this book, like Bedtime Stories for Monsters, and she's going to this creepy house. I don't know. It just gives me those vibes. It also says it's perfect for fans of Lovecraft Country, The Babadook, and Leigh Bardugo's Ninth House. So I do have Ninth House on my list that I want to read too. And so maybe if I like one, I'll like the other. I have a feeling I know what kind of horror this is going to go into, and I'm not sure. I feel like it's not a type of horror that I typically like, but I have read another book with that type of horror in it that I liked okay, so I think there's a good chance that I'll enjoy this one too. Then I got Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh. This was from my friend Olivia from Liv's Library. I have read this one already, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I read it after I read Across Country Christmas, and so it was really hard for me to read this after that one because that is like one of my favorite books of the year. But I think this is a really sweet story too. It has one of my favorite tropes, which is friends to lovers, and it is about this boy and girl, Molly and Andrew, that have been taking the same flight together from Chicago to Ireland for the past 10 years. They've been sitting together, they know each other pretty well. And this year their flight gets grounded and they're not able to make it home. But Molly is dead set on helping Andrew to get home for the holidays. So they go on this adventure together and fall in love along the way. Then I have another holiday book, and this one is from my friend Elizabeth. This is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. I'm hoping that maybe this will be the last book that I read this year. I know it is a Christmassy story, but it's not heavily Christmassy. I think it starts around Thanksgiving and then goes into the holidays. But it's not super heavy on the Christmas, it's more super heavy on the romance. I know there's also a bit of smut in here, but I'm hoping that it's about the level of Emily Henry, because you guys know I don't love smut, but I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and I think I really need to read it. It is about this girl that owns a Christmas tree farm, and she gets the opportunity to, I think like this social media person, is doing this contest and she wants to win. And in her entry, she tells that she owns Lovelight Farms with her boyfriend, but she doesn't have a boyfriend. So now she has recruited her best friend, Luca, to be her fake boyfriend. So it's like fake dating, but also friends to lovers, because I'm pretty sure they're going to fall in love along the way. And I'm really excited for that. So hopefully this is one that I love too. Then I got another romance. This one is Authentically Izzy by Pepper Basham, and this was from my friend Caitlin from Pride and Paperback. So this book is, I don't know, it really reminds me of like Courtney Walsh, and I guess it's because Courtney Walsh is a Christian fiction author, and this is also a Christian fiction author, and I really don't gravitate towards those books. But Courtney Walsh was like a light Christian fiction. You would not know if you didn't look her up that she was a Christian fiction author, but she does have those messages in her stories. And I really love that, and especially that it was like a clean romance. So I found Pepper Basham when I was looking for that same type of clean romance story, and I think this sounds super cute. It follows our main character, Isabella Louisa Edgewood, Izzy for short. And I love the way the synopsis is written, but I don't want to reread it because I just read it in my like books that I want for a Christmas video. But it's basically about Izzy, and she dreams of opening her own bookstore, and she finds this like, she wants to find her perfect bookish boyfriend, and she meets like her book quoting Mr. Right. They've been corresponding with each other, but he lives across an ocean. And then now she's met this author and professor named Eli, who came into the library where she works, asked her out for a coffee. And so now she's got like these 2 potential like suitors at her door. So I just think this sounds really cute. It's also written in letters. I don't think it's entirely in letters, or it may be, I don't know. I'm okay if it is, honestly, but it's written like this, and I'm really excited to check this one out. I've really been getting into romance lately. I think it just comes in waves, and right now I'm on a high. I'm gonna go ahead and get the romances out of the way. So the next one I have is from my friend Gabby, and this one is Merry Xmas by Courtney Walsh, who I was just talking about. I loved Cross Country Christmas, and I'm really excited to read Merry Xmas. I think I'm gonna save it until next year because I know that I'll have a win with this one because I love Courtney Walsh. But this is also, it's a similar setup to Cross Country Christmas and a similar trope. And I don't know, I just think it's going to be a really good one. I don't remember a lot about the synopsis, but I know that this girl hasn't been home for Christmas in 8 years, and she comes home and she's got an ex-boyfriend named Max that apparently her parents are still close to, because when she goes home for Christmas and walks in the door, her ex, the boy who broke her heart, is still at, like, he's at her parents' house for Christmas. And so now he's trying to like woo her and apologize and win her heart again. And I think she has to maybe fake date with him because she finds out like she is an influencer or something. I can't really remember. But she has to fake date him for a little bit. Obviously she's going to fall in love with him because that's just what happens. So I think I'm going to really like this one. So I'm excited to read this next Christmas. Then I have This Time Next Year by Sophie Cousens, and this is from my friend Christy from Chapters in the Coop over on Instagram. I have been dying to read a book by Sophie Cousens for a long time, and I think this was her debut. I can't really remember, but this is one of her first books that I was really interested in, and so I really want to read this one. It says, "How many chances to meet your perfect match?" Their lives began together, but their worlds couldn't be more different. After years of misconnections, they're about to meet again. So this is about a girl named Minnie, and I cannot with her name. Her name is Minnie Cooper. I'm like, really, Sophie Cousens? You're going to name the girl after a car. But her name is Minnie Cooper. And she shares a birthday with Quinn Hamilton, who is somebody she's always felt like has one-upped her, but now I think they're probably going to have a chance at love. I believe this is a New Year's type romance, so maybe I'll read it around New Year's, who knows, but I'm very excited to finally own this one. Another romance book that I've gotten is Before I Do by Sophie Cousens, which is the same author as This Time Next Year, and my friend Gabby got me this one. I've really been looking forward to this one because it's got a very controversial trope, but one that I'm really interested in because it just makes you wonder, like, what would you do in these situations, or like, what is this person gonna do in this situation? So the night of this girl's wedding, her name is Audrey, and she's about to marry Josh, who's very down to earth, and she's very head in the stars. They're polar opposites, but they have a healthy, stable relationship. Josh is just what Audrey needs. But then the night of her wedding, or the night before her wedding, this guy, her what if guy, the man she met 6 years ago and had one amazing day with, which that's kind of like insta-lovey, but still, I'm going to swoon for it, I'm sure. Fred shows up the night before her wedding, and she's like, did I make a mistake? Is fate trying to stop me from making a huge mistake, or does destiny just have a really twisty sense of humor? I think this will be the setup for a really cool story. My friend Gwen loved this book, and I think I'm going to love it too. Then I have The Rewind by Allison Wynn Scotch, which is another book that is set around New Year's, and this one is from my friend Jeannie Riley, who is a YouTube subscriber here, and I'm so excited to read this book. I've heard mixed things, but I'm still super pumped for it. It is set in the 90s, which is why this book initially intrigued me. It follows college sweethearts Frankie and Ezra. They broke up before graduation and they vowed to never speak to each other again. But now 10 years later, on the eve of the new millennium, they find themselves back on their snowy New England campus for the wedding of mutual friends. Frankie's on the rise as a music manager for the hottest bands of the late 90s, and Ezra's ready to propose to his girlfriend after the wedding. Everything is going to plan, they just have to avoid the chasm of emotions brought up when they inevitably come face to face. But then they wake up in bed next to each other the following morning, and she's got a ring on her finger, and they have no idea what happened the night before, what went wrong, whatever. And so it's just kind of like, what if they both got it all wrong the first time around? Should they be together type story? And I love those, so I'm excited to check this one out too. Moving on from the romance, we're going to share some other books that I've gotten. So this one is from my friend Jessie, and this is The Bewitching of Aveline Jones by Phil Hickes. I read the first book in the series, The Haunting of Aveline Jones, for a Bookathon back in October, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to continue on in the series. This is a spooky middle grade book following Aveline Jones, who was haunted in the first book and apparently is going to be bewitched in this book, which I know is a very vague synopsis, but just know that this is a very classic horror story, and I think that if you like things like that, you'll probably enjoy this one. Then we did Secret Santa with one of my friend groups, and my Secret Santa was Lauren from Lauren Love Reads, and she gifted me The Guest House by Robin Morgan-Bentley. I'm really excited for this book. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, but there was a girl on Instagram, and I can't remember who it was, but she talked about this book, and it really piqued my interest, and I was like, I'm sold. So I added it to my wish list, and it follows Jamie and Victoria, and they are off on their last vacation before the arrival of their first baby. So they go to this remote country guest house, and they have Barry and Fiona that are this really accommodating older couple who run the establishment. But the next morning when Jamie and Victoria wake up, they find their house deserted. Barry and Fiona are nowhere to be seen, all the doors are locked, and their cell phones and car keys have disappeared. Even though it's a few weeks before the baby's due date, Victoria feels the contractions starting. The baby is coming, and there's no way out. Does that not just sound like super scary and also super thrilling? I'm just really excited to get to this one. I think it's going to be really good. And like I said, I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, but from what I have heard, it's going to be a good one. Then you guys are going to be surprised about this one, but this is on my wish list, and I'm planning on reading this one in January to give this author another try. But my friend Elise from the Virgo Rising Reads sent me Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, so I am going to be giving this author a second chance after not loving her Grishaverse trilogy. I'm not sure if I'm going to love this one or not, but I am going to buddy read this with Elise, and I'm really excited for it. I don't know anything about it except that it's dark academia, and it follows a girl who is at Harvard, not Harvard, I always say Harvard, it's Yale. And there's like secret societies and stuff going on. I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna give it a try. And hopefully Leigh Bardugo will redeem herself with me with this one. Then my friend Jordan from Sorry Book Solid sent me Map Makers and the Lost Magic by Cameron Chittock and Amanda Castillo. This is a middle grade graphic novel that I've been itching to get my hands on. It says sometimes magic doesn't wait for you to find it. Allison is going to leave and no one can stop her. Not her mom, not the Nightcoats who control the valley or their stupid rules, but the valley has other plans. On the run from the Nightcoats, again, after breaking another rule, again, Allison stumbles upon a secret door leading to a magical hideaway that belongs to the long-lost peacekeepers, the Map Makers. There she accidentally brings to life Blue, a magical creature called a memory, who is meant to protect the valley. Blue needs Alladay's help to find the Map Makers and save the valley from the Nightcoats, but the Map Makers are gone. Alladay has a choice: leave the valley or become a map maker and save the only home she's ever known. Then I have another thriller from my friend Summer. This is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce her last name, but this book was in the Goodreads Choice Awards running this year and it piqued my interest, so I had to add this to my wish list. It says, from behind closed doors, she sees everything. This book follows a maid and she is kind of treated weirdly. So she is a maid for the Winchester family who own this beautiful home. She picks up their daughter from school, she cooks them meals, and she tries to ignore how Nina makes a mess just to watch her clean it up, how she tells strange lies about her own daughter, and how her husband Andrew seems more broken every day. So there's something going on here behind the scenes. Really not sure what kind of family she is looking after, but then she reassures herself, the Winchesters don't really know who I am. They don't know what I'm capable of. So there are a lot of secrets that I feel like are going to be unveiled in the story. So I'm really excited to see what those are. Then I won a giveaway that my friend Jordan from Bookish Gym was doing over on Instagram, and she sent me Doom and Broom by Annabelle Chase, which is the second book in the Spellbound Paranormal Cozy Mystery series. I read Curse the Day earlier this year, and that was my first cozy mystery that I read, and I loved it so much. If you love things like Harry Potter and Halloween Town and maybe a little bit of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, then I think you would really like that cozy mystery. It is set in Spellbound, which is a magical town where all of these magical creatures have been kind of secluded to. They can't leave the boundaries of Spellbound because the town is cursed. And so now there's a new character in the town. Her name is Emma Hart, and she finds out that she's a witch. And in the first book, she is having to run a trial for a murder that happens in the town and just kind of get to know herself as a witch and kind of come to terms with her new powers. This book is a continuation, and I believe there are 10 books in this series, so I'm really excited to continue. I think that is all the books that I got from friends. I do have 3 books that I bought myself that I'll go ahead and haul here too. So the first one, and I got all these from Pango. The first one is The House on Foster Hill by Jamie Jo Wright. This is a Christian fiction author that writes thrillers, and so I was really excited to check her work out. This one says, Kane Prescott is no stranger to death. When her husband died 2 years ago, her pleas for further investigation into his suspicious demise fell on deaf ears. In desperate need of a fresh start, Kane purchases an old house site unseen in her grandfather's Wisconsin home. But one look at the eerie abandoned house immediately leaves her questioning her rash decision. And when the house's dark history comes back with a vengeance, Kane is forced to face the terrifying realization she has nowhere left to hide. A century earlier, the house on Foster Hill holds nothing but painful memories for Ivy Thorpe. When an unidentified woman is found dead on their property, Ivy is compelled to discover her identity. Ivy's search leads her into dangerous waters, resurrecting painful memories and forcing a reunion with the man who broke her heart. Can Ivy unravel the mystery and find a renewed hope before any other lives, including her own, are lost? This kind of reminds me, I know it's not the same because Jennifer McMahon writes horror, but the way that Jennifer McMahon writes historical mysteries and stuff with dual timelines, I think this kind of reminds me of that. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to enjoy this book and maybe check out some more books from this author. Then I have a couple of Taylor Jenkins Reid backlist books. So I'm probably of the unpopular opinion. I do not like the new covers, and I have After I Do in the old cover, and I wanted her other backlist books in the old covers, and I found them on Pango, so I'm very pleased with this. I have One True Loves, and I have Maybe in Another Life. So One True Loves says this is a breathtaking love story about a woman unexpectedly forced to choose between the husband she has long thought dead and the fiance who has finally brought her back to life. I literally don't know what I would do in this situation. Like, this woman, her fiance was in a plane crash, or no, her husband was in a plane crash, and presumed dead, okay? So all these years go by, and then she ends up being engaged to this other man, falls in love all over again. She's mourning the death of her husband, and then all of a sudden, he comes out of the woodworks. He's alive. Like, what do you do in that situation? I just think this is going to be so interesting to read because it's one of those stories that really makes you think. So I'm really excited for this one. And then Maybe in Another Life is about this girl. She is 29 years old, which, hello, I'm 29. Maybe y'all relate with this character. She has no idea what she wants to do with her life. She's lived in 6 different cities and has held countless meaningless jobs since college, but on the heels of a disastrous breakup, she's finally returned to her hometown of Los Angeles. To celebrate her first night back, her best friend Gabby takes Hannah out to a bar where she bumps into her high school boyfriend, Ethan. It's just past midnight when Gabby asks Hannah if she's ready to go. Ethan quickly offers to give her a ride later if she wants to stay. Hannah hesitates. What happens if she leaves with Gabby, and what happens if she leaves with Ethan? In concurrent storylines, Hannah lives out the effects of each decision. Quickly, these parallel universes develop into surprisingly different stories with far-reaching consequences for Hannah and the people around her, raising questions including, is anything meant to be? How much in our lives is determined by chance? And perhaps most compelling, is there such a thing as a soulmate? Hannah believes there is, and in both worlds, she believes she's found him. This is also a really intriguing concept. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's backlist. I've read a couple. I've read After I Do, which I absolutely loved. And I also read her novella, which is Evidence of the Affair, and I love that one so much. So I'm really excited to get to these also. And you guys, I think that is finally it. So I hope you enjoyed getting to spend Christmas a little bit with me and get a peep into my family and the time that I had spent with them. And I also hope that you enjoyed seeing this book haul and gift haul. Maybe you found some things that piqued your interest today. I hope you all had a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. And if you don't mind, go ahead and leave a Christmas tree emoji in the comments down below, because this is going to be my last Christmas vlog / sit down video. So all the Christmas content is done from here on out. It's a little bit bittersweet, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.